Hello students, the topic of this session is color therapy. One of the great aspects of Ayurveda is its long list of tools which are available to heal the body and the mind. Ayurveda is an ancient system of India which was introduced 3000 years ago, and it believes that if we treat the person holistically, the total mind, body and spirit, if it is taken care by the natural methods, then the healing process is faster. So this therapy, color therapy, which is also known as Rang Chikitsa, is one which is very favorite, which is very affordable and accessible, which is very easy to incorporate, effective, and the best part that it can be a lot of fun for the person who uses it. So, color therapy, it is a form of therapy that uses color and light to create certain mental and physical health conditions. We can trace this form of therapy back to the ancient Egyptians system. They made use of sun-filled rooms with colored glasses for therapeutic purposes. It also connected with chakra therapy of ancient Ayurvedic system. The first part of this session is concerned with science and art of color therapy. Color therapy, which it is also known as chromotherapy, which incorporates color into one's treatment, whether it be through the use of colored lights, specific daily color choices, clothing, paint colors, or any colorful imagery. Color therapy is an age-old healing modality which was used in many Vedic sciences including yoga, Jyotish, Vastu, and of course Ayurveda. Not surprisingly, this therapy also has roots in other ancient traditions like Egypt and Greece and China. Although this specific aspect of each tradition may vary slightly, one common belief behind color therapy is its healing potential, which is available through colors. In Ayurvedic medicine, color therapy or Rang Chikitsa, it falls under Tanmatra Chikitsa or five senses therapy. We all know that we have five sense organs for achieving sound, sight, we have tongue, taste things, to smell, to taste object. So, all these five senses, if they are used in an integrated manner, then we can heal the person holistically. Not only the body, but the mind, the nervous system, the spirit can be healed with the help of this therapy, which uses shabd or sound, roops, that is sight, ras, tongue, gandh, smell, sparsh, touch. Because when we use color therapy, we the therapist asks the person to explain the outcome, then he uses shabd, that is the sound. The sight, the person sees the things, if he drawing the natural scenery, then he sees also. Then he tastes he can have the smell of the colors. If there something which is using, which is colorful, he can taste also of different color, we can touch the colors. So, all the senses can be involved simultaneously in color therapy, which can be very healing effect. While color psychology is the study of how different colors can influence human behavior and perception, color therapy is different. It is based upon unproven assumption that certain colors can impact people's energy and impact health outcomes. It is the assumption that heals, and each one of us have experienced that whenever we go to the natural surroundings, whenever we go in the green nature, we feel very relaxed and happy. So, it is although unproven, but we all feel the impact of colors in our own lives. In Ayurvedic medicines, it has been believed that the chakras, which are the energy wheels in our body, if they are energized in a harmonious way, they can have impact on our holistic health or the mental status of the person. Each chakra is associated with a particular color. So, if we focus on that particular chakra with a specific color, then it can be healed. We have earlier talked about sand play therapy, in which we talked about the root chakra or the Muladhara chakra. the color of this chakra is red. So if we focus on a red color, we can develop certain qualities of creativity, grounding, being grounded, and certain stamina and resilience can be built upon within the person's personality. It is not necessary that the person can physically produce a product. We can imagine a particular color and see its impact on our mind. We can see that our mind has the capacity to imagine things, and while imagining we have the impact which is really caused by physically being present in that situation. When we visualize a natural scene in our mind with closed eyes, it's a scene where we had went somewhere sometime, the whole scene is visualized before us. So if we visualize a particular color while meditation, doing meditation, or while concentration, then it has impacts. If we are asked a person to visualize that a man flying in a colorful dreams, the person can visualize. So our mind has a power to visualize, and it can be tapped in the healing process or the therapeutic process for the people undergoing certain challenges or issues in their own lives. So this is a picture of the wellness flower. The assumption of this flower is that if we utilize the colors, and it is a model that visually represents various dimensions of well-being through colors, where each petal of this flower corresponds to a specific area of health. For example, we can say that the red may represent physical vitality, blue can represent mental peace, green can represent balance and harmony, yellow represent positivity and emotional resilience. So whatever the person is having issues, they can be related with a particular color, and it can have a particular impact on the mind and the body. There are certain assumptions of color therapy. In this therapy, it is believed that different colors are able to impact the body differently. The red is used to energize or invigorate a person who might be feeling tired or down. However, red may also trigger people who might already be tense. Blue is represented by chromatotherapists. They try to influence the mental state, especially the depression and feeling of pain. Darker shades of blue are also thought to have sedative properties and may be tried for people who experience insomnia or other sleeping disorders. Green is the color of nature, and according to chromatotherapists, it can help relieve stress and relax a person. Yellow can be used to improve your mood and make you more happy and optimistic. Orange is the color which is much like yellow, can be used to elicit happy emotions for people. The bright warm color is also thought to be able to stimulate appetite and mental activity. How to get started this color therapy? While the science behind color therapy is still largely unsubstantiated, it is completely harmless to practice certain aspects of color therapy on your own. Here are some ways you can get started with experimenting with color therapy. So, the first thing is you have to get rid of blue lights at night time for better sleep. It's a simple experiment that you can do on your own self. In this technology driven society, we see that the people frequently wake up late at night and get up very late in the early morning. So, researchers have shown that the blue light in your laptops, phones and televisions can affect your circadian rhythm, your body clock, which affects your sleep quality. And wearing anti-blue light glasses or turning the setting on your gadgets to warmer yellow tones has been found to be helpful. So, you can try this and see the benefits of using these colors, or using less of these gadgets at late night, and see the impact on your sleep quality. So, you can bask in the nature. The greens of the leaves and the grass we get in abundance is induces positivity and we feel relaxed. And be intentional about color choices. When picking colors for anything, form the color of the walls in your room to color the clothes you wear. Choose color that you find stimulating or elicit positive emotions. You can start with this, and then you can find the impact of using colors in your life. How does color therapy work? Colors are formed by the reflection of light rays, the radiant energy that vibrates at certain frequencies. Each color appears different due to the different speeds of their vibrations. The speeds are measured in nanometers or wavelengths and are as follows. Numbers are averaged. Energy of a red color's frequency is 700 nanometer, green is 550, orange is 650, yellow is 600, and blue is 500, indigo is 450, and violet is 400 nanometers. In general, the first three colors, which are red, orange and yellow, have been considered to be very stimulating and penetrating, with red being the most, and the later four are considered more grounding and spiritual. The spectrums of red, orange and yellow contain more infrared light waves and correlate with the rising sunlight, and green to violet slowly becomes more ultraviolet by nature, correlating with the mid to late day sun. These light waves penetrate the body at their own respective frequency and yield into our pranic energy to create change. We are full of energies, and these energies are stored in our chakras. If we focus on the respective chakra which is related with a particular color, then we can see the impact of that exercise. How light rays and sound frequencies interact. Light rays and sound frequencies interact through the principles of wavelengths and vibration, as both can influence mental and physical states in therapeutic practices like color and sound therapy. Wavelengths and frequencies, we can say that the light and sound each have unique wavelengths and frequencies, with light visible within the electromagnetic spectrum and sound within the auditory spectrum. Resonance and vibration. Certain colors which have light frequencies are believed to resonate with specific sound frequencies. In therapy, combining certain colors and sounds can create a synergistic effect, potentially enhancing relaxation, focus or emotional well-being. Chakras and healing. Some healing practices associate each color with sound frequency with different energy centers or chakras in the body. By harmonizing these frequencies, it is believed one can support energy flow and emotional balance. So, these connections are used in complementary therapies, combining visual and auditory elements to create a calming, balanced environment for healing or stress relief. These are the color therapy types and the respective energies which each colors have. Red is full of energy, green is symbolizes relaxation and eases stress, and blue treats the depression and pain. Yellow is effective for enhancing your mood, and orange stimulates your appetite and induces the feeling of happiness within your life. So, it is a color wheel which you can see. We have 7 colors in our rainbow, and each color has its own quality. So, depending on your mood, your requirement and the therapist guidance, you can try these colors as per your choice and your mood. Second part of my session is concerned with colors and the chakras. As I told you that the chakras are the energy wheels in a human body, and they are associated with a particular sound frequencies as well. The sound frequencies have been depicted in Ayurveda system. The Mooladhara chakra, that is the basic chakra, which is the color of this chakra is red. Next is the Swadhisthana chakra. The color of this chakra or the sacral chakra is the orange color, which is related with sexuality and creativity. And the third chakra is the Manipur chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, which represents your wisdom and power. Next comes the Anahat chakra, that is your heart chakra, and the color is green. Then the Vishuddhi chakra, the color is blue, and it is your throat chakra, and it is related with your communication capacities. And next comes the Ajna chakra or Agya chakra, that is the third eye chakra, and it is related with awareness, and its color is violet. And the last is the Sahasrara chakra, it is the crown chakra, which is related with spirituality. I would like to mention here that as per Ayurveda, as I told you earlier, that we are made up of 5 elements, and all these elements are represent the chakras energy. For example, the Mooladhara chakra represents the earth element in our body. The Swadhisthana chakra represents the water element in our body, and the Manipur chakra represents the sun elements in our body or the heat element in our body, and the Anahat chakra is the air element in our body. The Vishuddhi chakra is the sky element in our body, and these all 5 elements, the energy which is stored in Mooladhara chakra or the root chakra gets elevated when our chakras are aligned and when we are in a relaxed state, when we just focus on our energies, because our energies is diverted. Whenever we feel stress or anxiety, our energy is diverted and chakras are not aligned. So when our Agya chakra or the third eye chakra, that is the Agya means the command chakra. When we are able to give a proper command to our own self, these chakras become aligned, and the Sahasrara chakra is the chakra which takes the divine energies within our own self, and our root chakra, the energy, that is the Kundalini Shakti, which is elevated gradually. So these colors have very important impact on our life, and our body organs are related with these chakra. This diagram shows how our root chakra is related with our testes, kidneys and spleen, and our sacral chakra is related with our bladder, prostate, ovaries, kidneys, gallbladder and spleen, and then the solar plexus chakra is related with our intestines, pancreas, liver, bladder, stomach, upper spine. Heart chakra is related with bronchial tube, vocal cords, respiratory system. Throat chakra is related all areas of the mouth including tongue and esophagus, and your third eye chakra is related with your eyes, pituitary glands and the pineal glands of the brain, and the crown chakra is related with the spinal cord and the brain stem. So if we focus on the particular color of the chakra, we can strengthen the energy of these body organs. Each color corresponds to a specific chakra and can be used to strengthen the respective chakra energy as well as remove the blockages in a particular organ. This therapy can be done by meditating on the area of the chakra while visualizing its corresponding color. For example, you can strengthen or unblock your root chakra, that is Mooladhara energy, by bringing your focus to the perineum and visualizing red vibrating throughout this area. You can alternatively hold the appropriate colored light to the area of the chakra that needs healing, or place the corresponding gemstone directly on the chakra. This can be very powerful, however, so go slow and only do 5 to 10 minutes per chakra to begin with. For either of these therapies, it is best to be lying down in a dark room. For color therapy using light, it is best for the knowledgeable friend or practitioner to apply the light to allow more relaxation for you. There are different colors, planets and days of the week which are interconnected. According to Jyotish or Vedic astrology, each planet has a corresponding color. Further, each planet rules a specific day of the week. If you are looking to strengthen a particular planetary influence or simply wish to invoke more balance in your life by harmonizing all the planetary energies, it is often recommended to wear the color of the planet on the day of the week that is ruled by that respective planet. The only exception is for Saturday. Saturn's energy and the influence are very dark and powerful, and it is not always recommended to strengthen this energy. Therefore, unless you have been guided by a skilled Vedic astrologer, it is generally recommended to avoid wearing black or dark blue on Saturdays. Other ways to enhance planetary energy through color would be to wear gemstones that are associated with the planet, or even eat foods that are the appropriate color. For example, you can eat rice pudding on Mondays or strengthen your moon energy, or red lentils on Tuesdays to strengthen your Mars energy. But we should be very cautious. It's not that you follow these instructions or follow these things blindly. You have to be very cautious and under the guidance of a mentor or a supervisor or the therapist, you have to use these techniques. This is a chart which represent how the colors, the chakra, the dosha which has been depicted in Ayurveda, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, these are the dosha, and according to the dosha we have the disease and the planet which is related, and the day which and the gemstone which is related. So in Ayurvedic color therapy, we can focus on the particular chakra depending on our condition, the day of the week, the planet which we are influencing and the stones which we can wear, and it can have impact on the our healing process. The next part of this session is concerned with the practice and benefits of color therapy. How to incorporate color therapy? One of the greatest aspects of color therapy is that there is a wide variety of tools available depending on what colors. Most of the options are simple, affordable and even enjoyable. The best option for you will be the ones that are accessible and you can realistically incorporate as much as is needed for you, your healing process. I can share my own personal experiences. I personally use color therapy by pairing my clothing color with the planets of the particular day or the mood I want to enhance, and occasionally eat foods that are appropriate for the day of the week, such as yellow moong dal or besan on Thursdays, white food on Mondays, wearing crystal jewelry of a particular day color. And I have got painted my study and bedrooms in light violet color to promote aesthetic qualities, self-knowledge and imagination and intuition. Common room or lobby in a green color to promote balance, harmony, nurturance, acceptance, love and support among family members. Puja or prayer room in orange color to promote optimism, creativity, energy, enthusiasm and emotional expression. Meditation room with white curtains, sheets and light yellow paints on walls. I choose the color of curtains and bed sheets as per my mood requirements, and it has tremendous impact on uplifting my mood and enhancing the energy level of myself and the family members. When you want to start color therapy, you have to focus on certain ideas. There are color visualization meditation you can do. You can use solarized water. You can have the clothing of color depending on your choice and mood, and you can color your environment, the walls, ceilings and home lightings depending on your requirement, and you can use color chakra therapy as per your requirement. You can use gemstones. You can use food, vegetables of different colors to make a balance within your appetite or your diet. You can use colored glasses or goggles, and sound bowl therapy is another innovative technique which is being used for chakra empowerment, and it uses specific sound frequencies and vibrations to align and balance the body's energy centers. The vibrations have soothing effect and can improve spiritual well-being by healing anxiety, tension and fatigue conditions. Each chakra is associated with a particular frequency, note or sound vibrations. For example, to activate sacral and root chakra, to heal colon cancer, meditating with sounds of 316 to 417 hertz can produce healing effect. And there are certain empirical evidences for these findings. This again is a wheel which of chromotherapists use and practice for the healing of the person, and there are certain benefits of color therapy. This therapy has been considered a type of alternative medicine treatment. It has been purported to help with a variety of conditions for being subtle and in tune with nature. It can offer profound healing of the subtle body, making it very effective in treating trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, emotional imbalances, mood disorders and the nervous system conditions. However, it can be very useful in physical healing as well as the color therapy is often used to treat conditions such as pain, inflammation, arthritis, thyroid disorders, digestive issues and even sexual disability. Some more benefits which have been proven in research is a stress relief, boosting your appetite, seasonal affective disorders, boost your energy level. But we have to consider certain things to use it. While the premise of color therapy is that certain colors elicit specific emotions from most people, this is not always the case. Human beings are unique. The effects of certain colors on people may range from person to person. Colors most people might find calming or soothing might be anxiety producing or depressing for others. So, we have to be very cautious for using, and it is important to note that there is no significant evidence that color therapy is effective for any medical condition. According to the American Cancer Society, available scientific evidences does not support any claims that use of light or color therapy are effective in treating cancer or any other illnesses. There is currently very few researches to support that color therapy can solely be used as an effective treatment for any of these conditions. More empirical researches are required, and it is important to reiterate that color therapy does not serve as a definitive treatment for any mental or physical health conditions. If you are experiencing a condition such as depression, it is important to speak to your doctor about it. However, it can be used as an adjunctive aid to other psychotherapies. There are certain references which can you use for some good articles and books on color therapy usage and its relationship with mental health and well-being. And the resources which are the multimedia resources which you can find useful for your enhancing your understanding about color therapy. Thank you very much.